Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to cork coasters. You can do this on any shape. So this is the cork I use. It's in a 24 by 48 roll. I get this from Menards or on Amazon. It's by Quartet. You can use this for cork board or anything like that, but I use it for my coasters. So you just roll out your cork. You can flatten it if you want to with books or weights or whatever, but I just unroll it. Then I place a coaster down to make a template, and I trace it with a fine liner pen, and I do it just slightly smaller than the coaster so there isn't any overhang of the cork. Then I take a box cutter, which cuts much cleaner than scissors. So definitely use a box cutter or some sort of X-Acto knife or knife of some sort. Just don't use scissors. It gets frayed on the edge if your scissors aren't sharp enough. So this is how I add the backs to my coasters. So these are ceramic tiles that I painted with alcohol ink, and then I finished them off with resin so they are more durable. And I add cork. You can use felt or any other backing, but I think the cork is most durable, and this is how I cork my coasters. So to start, I make sure that the cork will fit each coaster and that there are no big rips, and I make sure the back of every coaster is clean by removing any labels and especially resin drips. This one has a little bit of resin left that was under the tape, and so I have started taping my coasters. If I don't, then I just sand them. If not, for this one, I'm going to just take a piece of fine grit sandpaper and sand that little piece off so it will sit evenly. You don't want your coasters to be unbalanced and knock over drinks. So now this one is better since the drip is sanded. Then I remove any labels or leftover tape, like on this one. I have to remove some tape. You can heat this up a little bit with a hairdryer and shove a palette knife underneath, and they usually just pop right off. I use the green frog tape because that one seems to be the easiest to remove and the strongest tape that I found. So once the coasters are completely resin-free and there are no drips, no stickers, no leftovers, this one has a sticker, then you can start with your cork and we begin the gluing process of adding your backs. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I use the Elmers ProBond Advanced Glue. It bonds to metal, glass, ceramics, stone, concrete, wood, basically anything. It's 100% weatherproof. I used to use the E6000 glue, and then I realized how terrible that glue is, and the fumes are so strong on it, and I was getting headaches, and it's just not a good glue. I read reviews that people were getting seizures. This one has zero fumes, no smell to it, and it has great bonds. So the cork will not come off. You have to like rip it off and it'll come off in pieces otherwise, but this is some good glue. So I start by brushing off my coasters because I have a German Shepherd and her hair likes to get absolutely everywhere, and I take the little bits of label still on. Then I take my glue and I apply a generous amount to the back, making sure I fill all the creases and crevices. Then I will spread the glue around to make sure it has an even coat so there are no gaps or spaces and that everything has an even bond on all the edges. Especially spread it around to the edges of your coaster so that they don't have any spaces where it didn't bond. And then we will just place the cork backing and press in, making sure that you press it in very well, making sure it seals on the edges. Some of the glue might seep through the cork, but that's just the nature of cork if you have way too much glue, but that's okay. I'd rather have too much glue than not enough. Then you can check your edges to make sure that the edges are glued. This is really important. Press them down, make sure the cork is on evenly. And then you can flip your coaster with the cork side down, so then it's weighted. Then you can repeat the whole process of gluing, corking, and weighting them down on the remaining coasters. Once I have the backings on, I just check all the edges to make sure that they are properly glued, and if they don't have enough glue, then I just add some more. And I do this on all the coasters and all the edges. And if a coaster doesn't have enough glue, then I just take the cork off and apply some more. Next, I will generally take a piece of Yupo or a wooden panel and I place this face down on the coasters. Then I apply a weight of some sort. I am using a bucket of gesso, or you could add books or some other stack. You can remove your weight. I accidentally sold the coasters that I was videotaping before, so I switched. But you just make sure that your coasters are properly sealed and dried. I usually wait 24 hours with the weight on top of them. So this is if you have any overhang on your coasters. If you do, all you have to do is take a box cutter or an X-Acto knife and make a small line, just smaller than the coaster, trying to make it even, and then all you have to do is pop it off. Okay, then to finish up our coasters, I take an acrylic paint pen or an archival waterproof ink pen. This is my favorite Pitt pen that I use, and I will sign the backs of my coasters. So I use archival ink or acrylic ink because then they are less likely to wear off, and if they get wet, they won't disappear. So I just sign the back of the cork. It's an uneven surface, so it's going to be a little bumpy. It takes a little practice to sign on them, but it's okay. So here I just sign the backs and add my little logo, and they are ready to package. So as you can see, the cork is well glued and even, and we can just sign the bottoms. You can do these on any shapes, circles, hexagons, squares, whatever you can find, and any size too, just as long as you can find cork big enough. So if you like this video, please give it a like and a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and go create shine.